Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Real Estate 101, the podcast where we talk about everything real estate and everything property. So I've been doing my research. I've been looking at apartments in Nairobi ranging from 13 to 15 million shillings, 1-bedroom units, 2-bedroom units, tight spaces. And I kept asking myself this simple question. How is it that with that kind of money, there are people who are still cramped while others are enjoying like full houses with yards even, lawns, I mean. Today, let's talk honestly what 13M can actually get you in Nairobi or in Kenya, and why so many buyers feel uncomfortable with what is on the market right now. So, what is the context of this? I'm not attacking apartments. That's one thing that you should get out of your head, because there are many people, when you start talking about stuff like that, they're saying, hey, you guy, you're knocking our business. Please don't do that. No, I'm not doing that. But what I'm saying is, it is just like I'm creating some clarity in this segment. It is not about telling you what to buy. It is not about directing you what you should do with your money, but most buyers don't fail because they lack money. It is because they fail by choosing two very different lifestyles. So let's start with what the market is offering. What 13 million to 15 million apartments offer. In Nairobi, most apartments fall between 1 bedroom to 2 bedrooms. And they are like 45 to 55 square meters, if I'm not wrong. And 2 bedrooms are like 65 to 85 square meters. That means they are very compact and they have minimal storage. They have shared walls, no door spaces, apart from tiny balconies. On top of that, there is a service charge which you have to pay like every month forever, as long as you own that unit. When somebody buys an apartment at that price, they're not really buying space. Let's just say the honest truth. They are not buying space. They are buying location, they are buying convenience, yes, and they are buying managed living. For some people, that makes perfect sense. Now let's take the same 13 million bob and change only one thing: location. Move from that concentrated place to another place, albeit a bit far from the place where you want to be. Instead of buying inside Nairobi, look at the satellite towns like even Machakos. We have like in Ngong, Kajiado. We have in Kajiado itself. We have Isinya. We have places like that. With around 3 to 5 million shilling, you can still find service plots in these areas that I've mentioned. And that leaves about 8 to 10 million shillings for constructing your house. At current cost, 35 to 40,000 per square meter. That budget allows 180 to 280 square meters of built space. With that kind of budget, one can build a proper 3-bedroom bungalow with a master en suite, real living space, a kitchen that you can actually work in, and an outdoor space, or a modest 4-bedroom mansionette with a guest room downstairs and family space upstairs, or even a main house, rental units at the back if you don't want to do a little bit of farming, because on these sides of Kajiado, land is still affordable. You can get to buy a portion where you can build your house and still manage rental units if you're thinking long term. The difference is not money. The difference is how the money is deployed and how it can actually serve you. By the way, this is where many buyers go wrong. They compare prices. They don't compare lifestyles. Apartment living gives you, proximity, security, yes, lock and leave convenience, and I can say minimal involvement. Once you've left the place, it is all in a communal place. Nobody, unless you fear a burglary. But the rest is like you lock and leave. A building gives you space, I can say that. It gives you privacy, it gives you land ownership. It gives you a lot of options like the design control if you want to build a villa. Whatever you want to build, it is left to your imagination. That is why I say there is an advantage in building your own house, because then you don't have those monthly service charges that you are supposed to be paying on this side of apartments. Neither option I'm saying is wrong. Apartments make sense if you're doing one of the following things. You need like rental units. You don't want to manage like a construction. You're buying an Airbnb where you can generate some cash. You value location more than space. Well, it is your cup of tea. Well, take it. Building makes sense if, like, for example, you're starting a family, you value space and privacy, you are like commuting, and long term, not like you want to be like there instantly. The mistake is assuming that one option should feel like the other. So yeah, it is tastes and preferences. That is what I say. Most people who feel frustrated with this are not wrong. They are just realizing, for many people, maybe those who bought apartments and like they didn't feel like it, they thought it was an idea that they could stay there forever and invested their money over there, and just realizing often too late that their expectations don't match what they are buying. This is just my opinion. If you think any different, you can say that in the comments. And by the way, if you like stuff like this, please hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get on with it. Okay, in closing, 13 million shillings is a lot of money, and it can buy you a lot. And if it feels that you're buying too little, then the problem isn't money, it is the option that you're choosing. And before committing yourself, you can ask yourself this one question: am I buying convenience, or am I buying a space? Because once you understand what the difference is and what you need, the decision then becomes much clearer. So guys, let me see you on the next one. Thank you.